your childhood in Canada. How
Right.
special has that been for you?
But one of the craziest things we were just talking about is that in the summertime, the sun doesn't go down until 9, 10 o'clock in the evening. And it is the weirdest feeling when someone says, okay, come to my party, and the sun is still up, or you're going to dinner. It's not a jeep sa feeling it.
What are the desi delicacies that maybe your mom made that remind you of the childhood?
Aloo ke paranthe is one of them.
Mhm.
My mom used to cook everything.
Are you happy with the fact that you're being celebrated as an actor in this movie, Jinnah?
As far as when people were writing about my performance, I was very much pleasantly surprised that the majority was positive.
Did you find that particular aspect fascinating with all the experiences that you've had?
Yeah, it was the first time that I was working with somebody who was so high up on the totem pole, as you know, and also watching how passionate he was for each frame, each scene.
How do you look back at Big Boss now?
Changed everything. Changed the name of the game.
Do you have like a temple or something already in Kerala by now?
I'm pretty sure there is, but I don't remember. It was a while ago probably that I saw it.
Salman Khan, I think he's always been very nice to you.
Yeah, very, very nice.
What does Leela mean to you?
The first thing I think of is John and then Shah Rukh Khan, because both of those.
How would you define your relationship with Instagram?
Instagram loves me. I love Instagram.
When you see Sunny Leone trending on Twitter, what is the first thought that comes to your mind?
What have I done again? Because most of the time I haven't done anything. This is Connect FM Canada. I'm Sunny Leone, and you are watching me with Faridun. Stay connected.
Sunny, welcome on Connect FM Canada. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Superb. All right. So you were telling me something about your experience of your childhood in Canada. How
Right.
special has that been for you?
So I was born and raised on the other side of Canada from where you are, near Toronto. But in Vancouver, I've been there. I moved to Seattle because I loved Vancouver so much. I thought Vancouver was so beautiful and so nice, and the mountains, the scenery, all of it. It just got my heart one day, and I said, I'll just move to Seattle, and I moved there for a year. But one of the craziest things we were just talking about is that in the summertime, the sun doesn't go down until 9, 10 o'clock in the evening. And it is the weirdest feeling when someone says, okay, come to my party, and the sun is still up, or you're going to dinner. It's not a jeep sa feeling it, that it's kind of throws your head off, but I'm sure you'll get used to it.
Hopefully. All right. So how many years did you stay in Canada for?
I was born and raised there till about 13, 14.
14. So I've seen your obviously your autobiographical work, and we've spoken about that as well. And it was family time.
Yeah. So my whole family was there, and my mother, my father, my brother, and then we had some extended family, and then family friends who I'm still in contact with. I was just in Toronto, visited them, was with their family, and they're coming to India. They're going to come stay with me. So that side of my family, who I have no blood relationship with, I'm very, very close with. It was my dad's best friend. They went to school in Chandigarh together, and since then they were best friends until my dad passed. So I'm still friends with them.
No, I'm sure. So, as we had discussed during one of our conversations, I think one of the reasons that you started valuing money a lot was the hardships that you faced in your childhood.
Yeah. Well, since I was really little in Canada, now that you live there, you'll understand. But setting up a lemonade stand at the end of the driveway or shoveling snow, you'll experience that maybe this year. all those things I used to do with I'd make my brother and one neighbor come with me, and we would try and make, it was like $1 to shovel somebody's driveway or make lemonade and all those things. So I had that little bit of business sense since I was very little. And I was that annoying child who went door to door trying to raise money for my basketball team or soccer team. And so that part of me was always there. But that could only get me candy, by the way. It didn't get me much. But it wasn't until I was in my early teens that I realized, hey, I should get a job so then I can, make my own money, buy my own things. And, that's where it started. I started babysitting, I think, at the age of maybe 12, 13. And started making money there. I started tutoring young kids who were in the neighborhood. Then I got a job, my first real job. By the time I think it was 14 and a half, maybe, before I could drive. I used to walk to work.
So have you been telling these stories to your children? Would you want them to emulate?
They're still a little young. They're 4 and 7. Mm-hmm. So that concept, maybe my daughter might start to understand the concept of working hard for something, but not for money. That part hasn't quite sunk in. Although she is making shoes out of paper, and she's very talented. When I see you one day, I'll definitely have to show you. It's crazy how talented she is. She's very creative.
That's amazing. All right. And what are your views on Punjabis in terms of their language, their full of life element, and the fact that they're extremely gregarious?
Yeah, you're right in the heart and center of it, aren't you?
Yes. So I'm in Surrey near Vancouver, and it's like as Punjabi as it gets.
Yeah, I'm sure. I grew up with a really good sense of our culture, religion, everything, and loved it growing up. And those are the things that I remember and cherish the most. Unfortunately, in our world, I don't know, other than my closest family friends who I was just speaking to you about, they're the only ones who I could see that could help me instill that sort of culture and those things back into my kids' lives, So I have a hard time struggling with how do I carry on my own traditions and my own way of thinking, or how my parents raised me. So we try with like little things to start with. And then I think as time goes by, we'll be able to introduce them to more. Right now, we are I guess you could say like a family of the world. We celebrate everything. Anything and everything we celebrate in our house to instill that sense of excitement of all these different cultural things that happen around us.
What are the desi delicacies that maybe your mom made that remind you of the childhood?
Aloo ke paranthe is one of them. Mm-hmm. My mom used to cook everything. And then on the weekends, my dad would cook something interesting. So during the week, we'd eat nothing but Indian food. And then on the weekend, we'd have meat, or we would have like pizzas and pastas and everything. But my dad usually loved doing that on the weekends. But the things my mom used to cook was, I remember aloo ke paranthe was one thing. Curry chawal, like that, the one with the pakora inside, dahi curry. And what else? Her dal, maki dal. Lots of things. I think more than anything, one of the things I remember the most is that she was so involved with making everything for us and working all day and then coming home and cooking. And my dad would do the same. And we all had a job to do at dinner time, which was set the table or clean it up or do the dishes. So all those things my parents made sure that we did as a family together.
Amazing. What are your views on this concept of seva that there is say gurudwaras and which is I find it very, very spiritual and selfless in many ways as well.
Yeah, I didn't understand growing up. I used to do it a lot because we used to go to Gurdwara all the time. If it wasn't, it was at least once a week, if not twice, we were there. My parents were really religious, and that concept of, you know, helping, working together, doing things for other people, seva, whatever it was really important to them. So they definitely instilled that in me, and I try and pass that forward to now my kids, because we have to be able to teach them that doing these things for other people, it's not always about ourselves. You know, my kids, fortunately, or hopefully in all their lives, they're never going to want or need for anything. But that doesn't mean that we can't help other people and learn that not everybody might have the same things in life. And we should pass on the idea of generosity and kindness and being kind to our fellow person. So that was one thing my parents definitely did teach me growing up.
Yeah. You miss your parents?
I miss them a lot. I miss them a lot. Like, it was just, I think it was yesterday, Asher did something that, you know, you wish your parents were around to watch it or see it. He came in while Daniel was shaving. And then it was the first time that one of them wanted to help Daniel shave, or, you know, help with this like type of grooming. Then he wanted to do it himself. It was such a sweet moment. And then that brings you back to your own childhood memories of all the things you used to do with your dad, and who taught you how to shave first, or who taught you how to do your nails first, all those little things. So yeah, I was trying really, really hard not to cry, because he's so cute and his intentions were just so adorable and pure.
Now, from that journey to you saying all these Telugu dialogues, I saw one of the press conference, and you were saying all these Telugu dialogues and having a great time. Do you find it surreal in a way, this journey that you've had?
Absolutely. And I think you've been, you know, part of that journey as well, watching. And it always blows my mind. Every single day, there's a moment in the day where I say, from where to where, what's going on, feel so grateful, so thankful, always. And I did work very, very hard to get to this position, and dealt with a lot of shit to get to here, but it's all worth it at the end of the day. And, you know, learning a different language it's fun. It's exciting. So I love it.
Right. And how's been the response to your performance so far? Are you happy with the fact that you're being celebrated as an actor in this movie, Jinnah? It's called Jinnah.
I was pleasant. I, you know, I'm always told, don't read the reviews. But you know what? We all secretly read the reviews, all of them, sitting in one corner, reading everything that's happening. And whether people like the entirety of the film or not, that's a different question. But as far as when people were writing about my performance, I was very much pleasantly surprised that the majority was positive, in that they liked my performance and wish that I was in the movie more, which makes me so happy. So there is going to be a shift in a lot of the things that I've done over the last few years since COVID started. And those projects are now going to be released. So this is the first.
This is the first. And what are those projects that can you share some details?
Yeah, sure. There's one called Oh My Ghost, where I play warrior princess, which is completely different from Jinnah. And then there is another South film where it's all completely grunged out, de-glammed in every single way. And I'm very excited about that, because I've never played a character along those lines before. And then there is one more, it's called Shiro. And that's like a psychological thriller that I shot during COVID. and that'll also be released. But none of them are in Hindi. And then the Hindi project that I'm doing is with Anurag Kashyap, and I'm not allowed to give details. I've been sworn to secrecy on that one. But I'm very excited about that one too. So that every single project is so different.
Yeah, but I think Anurag is known to get a unique side from almost all of his actors, and it should be an interesting project for sure.
Yeah, I was obviously so surprised when we got the call to come in, but he asked me to audition. I said, of course, not a problem. And they sent me the sides. We did them, and I guess I did a good job. And he was there, his entire team. It was probably one of the most interesting experiences / amazing / awkward, because he turned to his entire team who's watching the audition and said, okay, I like it. Do you guys like it? And he went through every single person who was in the room, asking if they were sold on getting a call from Anurag Kashyap, then saying, okay, yes, let's do an audition. And then his entire team is, judging you, and it worked out in my favor. They did enjoy it. I did do a good job, and them saying yes to it. So it's such an interesting experience. I've not done many auditions here in Bollywood. I've done 2. That was one of them. The first one was, yes, you got the part, but there were so many other interesting restrictions and so many different things on the production side that then didn't make the project worthwhile doing. But it was with a bigger banner. And then this one walked in, did the audition, and was able to win him over. I was so excited.
Okay. We have spoken about this many times. You've had so many experiences when you've been judged left, right, and center. When you are doing an audition for someone like Anurag Kashyap, who has this amazing, I think, ability not to judge people. I think he's one of the most, I think, liberal and how do you say it? I think sorted guys in his mind. I think his thought process is absolutely brilliant. I think it's so amazing. Did you find it fascinating that someone who's so non-judgmental and is crazy about the work, because when he's looking at the context of your character, I don't know what the film is all about, but he looks at the context of a film, any project that he does, and then he goes all out and he believes in it like amazingly so, in a very, very detailed manner. Did you find that particular aspect fascinating with all the experiences that you've had?
Yeah, it was the first time that I was working with somebody who was so high up on the totem pole, as you know, and also watching how passionate he was for each frame, each scene, how he wanted things. He gave me details of what he was expecting of me to do, which was very out of the box for me to do. And as soon as I got on set as that character, I told myself, all right, well, here we go. Today's just a test shoot, and you are going to do every single thing that he wants you to do, that he's told you and given you references for. Like, we talked about references. He sent me videos. He showed me things that he wanted, like a part of what this character he wanted to bring out. And once I can tell you about it, it'll make more sense. But all these little mannerisms and things he wanted the character to do was something that I've never done before, and quite frankly could be quite embarrassing in regular circumstances. But that was the character. That's how she was, or that's how she is. So I told myself the first day of the test shoot, it's like, Sunny, get out of your comfort zone, just go for it, and don't look back. And I'm still doing, it's fun. It ended up being a lot of fun to play this character and be able to bring out those emotional sides and everything that was required.
Okay. And, I'm personally really looking forward to you doing a Malayalam film.
Yeah.
Me too. You have a crazy following in Kerala.
I know.
I think it's absolutely bizarre the way you are followed in Kerala. Do you have like a temple or something already in Kerala by now?
I think I might have heard of something like this. But I don't know exactly what it looks like. I think so. I know that I have like in colleges, like, I don't know, what is it called? Like not the virginity tree. Maybe one year it was called it, but there was something else. It was like a Valentine's Day tree, or like these kids in school did that. Big posters everywhere, all over, fan clubs. The Kerala fan club, they're so nice, who I've met, on a few different occasions. And then the blood drive they just did, which was amazing, in my name, which was very, very sweet. They all donated blood for a certain cause, which was really nice. And then the temple, I'm pretty sure there is, but I don't remember. It was a while ago, probably, that I saw it.
But once again, I think Kerala, a state that is extremely high in literacy rate, and very liberal and progressive as well. And the interesting part is that the madness is also because of the respect that they have for you.
Yeah.
It's not merely for the glamorous appeal that people I think love you for, but there's more to it. Do you find that interesting? Do you find that fascinating, gratifying in a way?
Yeah, I don't look at myself the way that people see me. I know that I've just made decisions and choices that were good for me, and I've stood up for what I believe in. And they saw that, they see it. And I think that it gives people a little bit of courage to be able to pull from not doing the same things that I've done, but being in a situation where they can tell themselves, well, she can do it, so can I. Or if she had the courage to stand up for what's right, I can too. And just being able to give people that hope to do that, I think maybe that's what they like. I get a lot of women that come up to me all the time, that, tell me they're so happy for me or proud of me and all these different things. And I always find that really interesting, because I don't know their lives and I don't know their story and I don't know what they've been through. But for some reason, her life and my life, according to her, has some similarity in it that might give them hope or courage.
Amazing. How do you look back at Bigg Boss now? That was a platform that got you in the entire Indian entertainment space.
Yeah, it was. Changed everything. Changed the name of the game. It changed my entire life. But I think that, I do believe that when you're on a show like Bigg Boss, or on a platform like, some of these big reality shows that are broadcasted in like 26, 28, 30 different countries, millions of people are watching all over, that it is our job as artists to harness that attention and push it towards a positive way, and be able to recognize after that, like, what work we should do or not. My philosophy was just to say yes to everything, and then they think out that. But that doesn't always work for everybody. Everybody has their own agenda. For me, as brand new, and any and all work was the direction that I wanted to head anyways. So with all the bad and the good and the ugly and, the amazing work that I've gotten to do, it all worked out in my favor. Cause I kind of see my life as like a steam engine that just wants to just keep going. Nice, slow, steady pace, and just keep rising up on that hill. So Bigg Boss definitely catapulted my entire career.
And maybe that the second most, I think, important, I think, maybe facet of your Indian journey was when Bhatt Saab came in the Bigg Boss house and offered you jism.
Yeah, he did. I thought it was a joke. I didn't think it was real. I didn't know. Okay, to be honest, I didn't know who he was. Everybody kept saying who he was to me, but I'm sorry. I come from a world where I might be just a little cynical or not as well-rounded in Bollywood, where I didn't know who he was, and neither did I believe the people who were around me, because those are the people who were fighting with me and lying to me. So how could I believe anything these people said to me? So he did offer, but when I got out, I found out that it was true, and I found out what the story was about, and I found out that it wasn't a joke, and it was absolutely real and amazing. And getting that opportunity, I called my first couple of movies that I was a part of as like Bollywood boot camp, because I knew nothing, and I was as green can be, and didn't understand how things functioned, and made lots of mistakes. And I learned so much on those first two movies about how the wheel turns in India, and there's no point in changing anything because it's not going to change. You have to adjust, Sunny. And I need to focus on how that adjustment can happen in the most positive way, and trying to be understanding. And that definitely took a little while, because in my world, everything is black and white.
Right. And Salman Khan, now another celebrity who has been judged a lot. Someone who has been judged a lot, I think, is definitely going to be far more empathetic towards someone who's coming in, and he's known to be, I think, extremely comforting towards the contestants that he takes fancy for. I think he's always been very nice to you.
Yeah, very, very nice. I still talk to him to this day, and he is, I would consider, somebody that is extremely nice, and consider him a friend. Absolutely. And we don't see each other much because he's always working and I'm always working. And but he is probably one of the nicest people that I've met and spoken to at length on so many different occasions.
How do you define your relationship with Instagram?
My relationship is, I love it. Instagram loves me. I love Instagram. And it's part of the circle of entertainment. I love it.
Okay, Instagram Reels or posting pictures? What do you find more fascinating?
Well, Instagram decided that they're going to make all videos Reels, so there's no choice now. If I want to make something a post or a picture, which is horrible, which I don't like, but I would say the Reels, because it is fun to watch people in making videos.
All right. What does Leela mean to you?
I've done 2 songs that were Layla songs, and both of them were massive, amazing hits for me. And the first thing I think of is John and then Shah Rukh Khan, because both of those people were in those songs.
If you have to define Shah Rukh Khan, and if you have to choose, say, one out of these 4 epithets to define him, so which one is best suitable for him? A, chivalrous. B, romantic. And C, macho. And D, superstar. Which do you think suits him best?
A and D. He's a chivalrous superstar.
Chivalrous superstar.
Yeah.
Okay. So when you
because if you didn't say that he's a superstar, that would be incorrect. But he is chivalrous. Sure.
Okay. Any memories of Shah Rukh Khan during the shoot of Leela that you've not told anyone yet?
I think there's a part in the song where he has to hold me up, and I had no idea that was going to happen. And all I kept thinking about is, "Arey yaar, itna khana kyun khaya maine?" Why? I felt, the thing is like you feel like so self-conscious about everything because I've never worked with him before. And that even though he's so nice, made me feel so comfortable, but still in the back of your mind, the only thing that was going through my head was, I don't want to let these people down. I want to do my best job I can. And God knows what will happen next if I'll get a chance to work with him in any other capacity, which would be amazing. But for whatever it was at that moment in my head, I kept saying, make sure you have your shit together, Sunny. Don't mess things up. Like work hard, make every step count, giving myself those pep talks. That was definitely needed.
All right. When you see Sunny Leone trending on Twitter, what is the first thought that comes to your mind? I'll give you a few options. What have I done again? Guys, get a life. Third is, this has nothing to do with me.
Ooh, that's tough. I'll go with the first one because the first and the third could sort of be looped into what have I done again? Because most of the time I haven't done anything, but somebody thinks I've done something. So I'll go with A. What have I done again?
But does it anger you at times when you see the bizarre sort of reactions that tend to come?
Most of the time, no. I think the only time something affected me was when it was about one of my kids. And it affected Daniel a lot as well. I think that for the media and people out there, kids should be off the table. They're young. They have it's not their fault that a camera is following them around, even though I try and make their lives as private as possible. But I think when you attack the parents or the kids together in some capacity, then that should definitely be off the table. And I think Daniel was more upset, and I had to break it down to him in so many different ways. Listen, it doesn't matter what they think, and they can say whatever they want, but we know how much we love and care for our children, and they're all the same. They're equally the same, and no one is loved more or less than the other.
Okay, Shah Rukh, Salman, and Amir, who has a better sense of humor?
Well, it's hard to answer because I spent more time with one than I have the others. So for this answer, I will say Salman Khan because I've spent more time with him than Amir and Shah Rukh. Although the other two are very.
Okay. What is the importance of sense of humor in your life?
Having a sense of humor is extremely important because we live in a world that is so serious all the time. And we need to be around people that are not so serious and that can take a joke and just relax. And, if it's life-altering things, of course, we can't change that. But having a good sense of humor is so important.
Okay. During the first interview that I did with you for Jism 2, you told me that our body is like a temple. If we respect it and take care of it, it will last longer and be fulfilling. Do you still believe in that?
Yeah, I'm a little bit older now. Even though I love and respect my body's not responding the same. It's on its own path. What is happening?
But I think you've been very particular about your workout and your diet.
Yeah, that is very true. I do try my very best to take care of myself and my body. And now more so that I have children, because me being healthy means I'm healthy and happy for my kids too, which is extremely important because they're so small and they need an active mommy. I can't imagine my world if I wasn't as active as I am with them. I have so much fun playing and messing and running around and teaching them sports and being a part of their lives. So it's very important to take care of your health. And I'm not talking about maybe size. People are going to maybe get that confused. I'm talking about taking care of your heart, taking care of your organs, everything inside, that we only have one of. And once you mess that up on the inside, it's very hard to go back for some things. So I'm talking about, a lifestyle more than, hitting the gym for 2 hours a day. That's like a different type of person. I'm talking about taking care of your health and your well-being. And if you need to get yourself checked out once a year to make sure everything is in good order, then you definitely should, because we went through 2 years where everybody was either eating or working out, we can say. There were one or the other, and all those people for 2 years of eating horribly and not taking care of yourselves is now coming out with all of the amount of health issues that we see our friends or families or even strangers have in the news. So I think health and taking care of your body and treating it like a temple is more on those lines than if you're a size 0 or you're a size 10. It's like they're two totally different things.
In fact, you told me in one of the interviews that because of what you've seen, the way things have happened with your parents, you've been extra careful about health, and you give it a lot of importance as well.
Yeah, of course, because I mean, at the end of the day, when you have children, you have a choice of the lifestyle you want to live. And I'm not delusional. And I think that that's what sometimes parents get mixed up with, is the idea of, I can't have fun anymore. I have children, or main ye nahi kar sakta hu, or wo nahi kar sakti hu. And all those things happen in your head. And then you go bananas crazy, thinking that it's fine. But the thing is that at the end of the day, it affects your family and it affects your children and their mental well-being. I want my kids to grow up with a mommy and daddy who are as healthy as they can be. Meaning, if I can help it and I can try and take care of myself and live in a lifestyle that's healthy for them, then that's what I want. Because I don't want my kids to go through life where their parent dies early because of health choices, lifestyle choices. Absolutely. The unforeseen is the unseen.
Absolutely. Okay, and finally, Sunny, if you want to say something to Daniel that you have not said yet.
Today, I can do that. Today, he's got a cute butt. He looks cute in his jeans today. I'll have to go tell him that.
You want to write a book?
I would write one if somebody wrote it for me, like a ghostwriter. But actually sitting and writing it would be too time consuming.
No, I think because I think the way you narrate your thoughts, I think the entire thought process is very, very fascinating to listen to your thoughts. So thank you very much, and have a great day, and all the best for
Thank you so much. Have a lovely day. It was nice seeing you.
Thank you very much.